On this episode, Chase visits me. This is Gary Vaynerchuk, and this is episode 154 of the the Ask Gary V Show. Show. Chase, why don't you tell the Vayner Nation, I know many are gonna know who you are.
Sure.
As a matter of fact, a lot of people that watch this show discovered me on when you hosted me instead of what we're doing now, me hosting you. Why don't you really, do a quick little 90-second wrap of who you are. Shorty.
Photographer, artist, been that my whole life. About 4 years ago, started a company called Creative Live with my friend Craig, and now it's the largest live streaming education company in the world.
Incredible.
And we reach millions of people all over the globe. That's my main focus right now. Still making stuff, but now trying to help other people around the world make their stuff in photography, design, filmmaking, make a life as an entrepreneur.
Where'd you grow up?
Grew up in Seattle. Parents, super middle class. My dad was a cop. My mom was an administrator in a biotech company. Grew up playing sports. Was conflicted as a creative because I was also a jock, and those things didn't go together. I don't know. If
Back
then. Now it's everything.
Now creatives are cooler than. Being like a jock in high school outside of like certain parts of it's crazy. Yep. At least on the coast now, you're like in 5th place.
Yeah.
Pretty interesting times.
But actually, in skateboard culture helped me put those two things together because super creative, and so I grew up as a skate punk grom and built a career that I wanted more than.
Why don't we link up? And I think in YouTube, you have to control. Well, anyway, let's give some love to what the interview I did with you. Why don't you tell everybody about that series and what you do there? Sure. Because I think for this specific, you're part of a double header today.
Whoa.
Yes, first time ever, the Ask Gary V Show double header. I just had my father-in-law here, different speed.
Yes.
But so I think for our audience, my father-in-law is an old school marketer.
Sure.
Best dude. That was a fun episode. Super fun.
2 in 1 day?
2 in 1 day, and I'm putting them up the same day. No like taping, no like changing. Got this.
Okay,
I've got meetings till 12 tonight. I got plenty. But why don't you tell her? I think a lot of people are gonna enjoy. The show you're doing is so incredible, and I think I want to siphon as many people that watch this to make sure they're watching your thing.
Of course. So started a show about also 5 years ago, same time we started Creative Live called Chase Jarvis Live. Actually, I turned down a bunch of network opportunities to do shows on MTV and a lot of that kind of stuff because they all didn't understand it, didn't want to do it right.
And the economic deals suck shit. So Gary, do TV, sure. Get paid and know nothing. Great.
The short story too long already. Just started producing it out of my photo studio in Seattle. Inviting people that I thought were great and doing cool shit and driving culture, not just digital culture, but photographers, filmmakers, guys like this turkey, folks like Macklemore, Adrian Grenier from Entourage, doing interesting things, and people that are super famous, and also people you've never heard of who were just like grinding away doing the cool shit. So just basically bringing creativity and those folks to the internet.
I think my interview is one of the great shows in the history of your show.
For sure. And I think actually
the best, I would say.
Surprise. You actually, I think you polled or you sent, I don't know, I got something from you people about, I think it's between this show or this show.
Best interviews, right?
Where you were your best.
100%. You and the Blaze, Will Blaze, right?
The Blaze.
Yeah.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
I think a lot of people voted for the Blaze. I don't know who
Yeah, go ahead. We curse.
Yeah, okay. So do I. So I thought you were at your best on my show.
You know what's interesting about your show?
Talk about it. Let's go.
I'm my fattest.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that why people don't like it? That's why they rated it second to The Blaze?
No, The Blaze, he did a great job. I mean, look, it was like, go watch it.
Yeah, it was.
Dick, don't judge it.
For real, it's very, very good. It's 90 minutes of this guy dropping knowledge.
I've lost 27 pounds since that.
You look great.
Thanks, man. That's what I was fishing for.
For real.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
India. Let's get into the show. All right, let's do it, India.
Okay. Malik has so many good questions. I just keep having to pick.
Malik, listen, he's a beast. Wow. He gets on the show a bunch, Chase.
Malik asked, if I pursue what I think is my passion, but don't come close to achieving what I want, will I have wasted my time?
Go, Chase. You can ask it again.
Yeah, one more time.
Malik asked, if I pursue what I think is my passion, but don't come close to achieving what I want, will I have wasted my time?
No, because there's really only one thing in life, which is doing exactly
The Jets.
what you're.
Oh, sorry, what?
Which is doing exactly what you're supposed to be doing, and that doesn't come from out here. I lived this exact problem. I did what everybody else wanted me to do for the first chapter of my life.
And who's that?
Figured it the
And who's that?
fuck
Wait,
out.
who's that? That was your parents?
The world.
Yeah, I agree. The market.
You're a smart
the
guy,
market.
You should be a doctor, or a lawyer, or some shit, or something else. And like I literally.
Yeah, guys, by the way, who are watching, we're old.
Yeah.
Back
old.
then, doctor and lawyer was like,
Yeah, you're so smart.
Doctor and lawyer.
Respect.
when's the last time an 18-year-old now is like, you should be a doctor and lawyer? That's like,
That profession's gonna run out of people.
Oh my God, it's insane. I mean, that just took me to such a weird place. Like, it was like, you should be a doctor or a lawyer. That's exact, or an accountant.
Literally,
Accountant was in the mix.
That was the list, and these are my parents were amazingly supportive. This doesn't really come from my parents, but just like culturally, that's where.
Your friend's parents were a son of a bitch, right?
The
I fucking
at
hate the
school.
friend's parents.
The counselor at school, like, oh yeah, you got.
I never went to my guidance counselor, ever. 4 years of high school, never went.
They don't know shit. They're living in a different era. No, I don't want to disrespect, because those folks were.
I disrespect. Different era.
Different era. That being said, I served somebody else for a long time, emotionally, mentally, even trying to reconcile being an artist and an athlete. That was because I was paying attention to what culture wanted from me, but that's all bullshit. There's only one thing. Yeah.
Go ahead.
It
Yeah,
is
both.
over there.
Yeah.
You're right
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
There's only one thing, and that's you doing what you're supposed to be doing in the world. And you can pay your dues. I have a lot of respect for working hard, digging ditches, doing stuff to survive. Practicality, you call it. But let's be real. Like, you have to do the thing that's in here, otherwise you're just burning time.
I'm gonna throw a different, in addition, yes. In addition.
You always say yes and. That's what you're supposed to do on these shows.
Yeah, is that the improv thing?
Yes.
No, but I will say this, that I'm countercultural, Mike. Mike is just my fake name for general people. Self-awareness. My big thing, more than anything, is do not live on regret. So, I definitely am also on team being happy will always trump more money. At the end. So I try to play that way. Luckily for me, mine collided together. Yeah, sure. But if you know you, and you know like money's like money, like you just are obsessed by money, then maybe you should do the thing that makes you the most money, because you won't sit there one day and say, damn, I wish I was an artist. Sure. Now if you're the other way.
That qualifies, that's like listening in here, and you have to be honest if what you want to be is something, you want to be a needlepoint expert, but you want to make $10 million a year.
That's fake.
Those two things don't go together, so you got to be real.
Yeah, I mean, it's self-awareness. Like, reverse engineer yourself to not have regrets. Having regrets in your 70s, 80s, and 90s is literally, to me, the worst thing that can happen in life.
For sure. What's the asker's name?
Malik.
Malik. Seriously, in here. The answers are all in here. You gotta reconcile the world.
Chase, I will say this though, and this is something I've spent a lot of time with the show on, is where
Are we really gonna go here?
Yes.
Okay.
I do believe that you and I got lucky by having self-awareness and emotional intelligence is,
It's the new black. It's seriously.
Oh, for sure. By the way, it's always been the black. It's just being put front and center.
Sure.
I just want to make sure we're giving practical advice, saying like, follow from what's in here. I have family members who literally have no fucking idea what's in here. Yeah. I know them cold. So they have no idea.
That's actually thing one, is you got to figure it out, and the way you figure out is to live your life and get in adventures and do stuff.
You know what? I'm so on that. Test and learn between 20 and 30 to me is hot. I'm hot on this idea that if you really want to live the best life you can live, the new game plan is from 20 to 30, test a lot of things, because the downside, the risk is you could go risky and you've got bigger upside than downside.
It's classic Richard Branson, mitigate the downside. And that's literally why Creative Life exists. So you can take thousands of classes from the world's best people, and you can literally dabble. And it's not just dabble at a community college, you're taking it from like Pulitzer Prize winner, New York Times bestseller, this guy, like smart people. Get your hands dirty. Like,
we're gonna be here for 17 hours. Let's go, India.
This is fire today.
Sorry,
From Alan.
Alan.
It's fun.
Do you know AJ's name is Alan Jack?
Really?
Yeah, call AJ Allen.
Okay.
2 L's A?
In third grade, he said he was Alan.
1 LA.
In third grade, AJ said, call me Alan. That lasted for a couple of months. He's back to AJ. Go ahead.
Alan asked, would you rather time travel 100 years into the past or 100 years into the future, and why?
Past. I would make so
Money
much
factory.
fucking bank. I'd buy the Jets for $10,000 in 1963, and I'd be good.
But you can't take money with you. You're not saying that.
I'll make fucking money, India.
Because you know the outcome of everything on the planet.
Please.
The money factor.
Not even close.
Yep, this is Gary.
I meant what?
You didn't mean you could see into the future.
Oh, you didn't mean that Alan would. Got
I
it.
think Alan means you can see the future.
Well,
you know.
I tricked you. I said with what you know now. You said
I
yes.
thought you meant like emotionally. We were just talking about
Emotion.
Get out of here. I know you bullshit. All right,
Is this real life?
let's take a step back.
Okay.
If you don't know anything and you land and you don't know anything and you didn't know that you did that,
Yeah.
I would go to the future only because I right now as a human know what happened over the last 100 years and the upside is not knowing.
I put my answer through the exact same filter. If you know everything, I'd go backwards so you can like do some really powerful shit. Don't know anything, go forward. Like send me to the future.
I mean, I'd be like, this Microsoft company feels right.
I've heard of, I have never heard of this. This is interesting.
I like this governor in Arkansas. I bet you he's gonna be president. I would just kill it. People would be like Nostradamus. I'd be crushing.
Pretty cool.
Vlad asked, Dear Gary, in episode 122, you say at 22 to 24, don't settle. What is the settling age? I thought you should never settle.
That's so weird. That's so funny.
This is coming right from something.
Yes,
You.
yes. What's interesting is we just talked about it though, how I just said from 20 to 30. That's funny. That's interesting timing. Look, I think, first of all, I think every goddamn answer on this show has to be very personal. Meaning, if you and your boyfriend or girlfriend have a baby when you're both 17, because that's what happened in your life, practicality enters your world.
Casey, I was just at Casey's studio.
Yeah, Casey, yeah.
Baby was 16.
That's exactly right. So, practicality comes and knocks and says, yo, what's up, man? Practicality here, right? Because you're a different 17-year-old because you have a child coming.
It's something you gotta know. You gotta have to raise a child.
So for every single person that's watching, I think practicality or settling, because they're cousins, they don't have to be the exact same thing, but there's cousins in them, comes at different times. I do think, look, I know a lot of 40 to 50-year-olds that are still living in outer space and dreaming, and I think there's diminishing returns at some level around that, especially if it hasn't happened already, unless they're happy.
But isn't practicality the thing you dip into? Because you can be living your dream, you can be pretending, living in fantasy land, but you gotta pay rent, you gotta eat. And sometimes that actually dip into real life is what motivates your passion. Like those two things, I feel like
Well, that's Casey's favorite answer, right?
Is it?
I don't know if you guys talked about Casey's favorite answer, and I think he said in the show was, do something you hate to realize how much you want to do something else. Go wash dishes like he did.
unbelievably motivating. All you have
What's
to do
the thing
is-
you did the most, in your life, what's the thing you did the most that you hated?
Oh my God, I went to school for fucking
Yeah!
forever.
Yes!
The world
From
told
6
me-
to 18, I hated life.
Yeah, I mean,
That's why I love it so much now. I'm not in fucking English class.
seriously, like we got to put a filter on this culturally. Like this is a real thing that people are going to college for all the wrong reasons. Do you need a piece of paper that says you have to have a piece of paper to cut someone open? I want my doctor to be certified. I want my airline pilot to be certified. Anything else? Why? Or maybe there's some value there. Or if you're exploring, if you're trying to figure your shit out, school is a reasonable thing. But the average person graduates college with $35,200 in debt. That's the average. So for everybody who graduates with only 10 grand, there's someone who graduates with 50. That's bullshit. That is-
Preaching.
Yeah, that's.
I've been pumping out some serious content around this issue. So the answer is, it's different for everybody. Some people get practical at 16.
Yeah.
They don't have that risk tolerance.
Or you figure it out. There's a practicality when you figure out what you want to do, then you got to get to work. Would you call that practical?
Yeah, look, here's what I truly think. I think shit is really hitting the fan. I think the internet, I don't know if you heard of it, but obviously have, all of us have, it's only 20 years old. I know it's been around for a long time. I know there's nerds that say, no, I know. I mean, in Windows 95 came out, normal people started going on the internet. We are 20 years into this thing. This thing is fundamentally the biggest culture shift of our time.
For sure.
They've changed everything. We're just starting, and all the rules need to be thought about in a very aggressive way because there's so many alternatives to the way that we always thought. The amount of people that go to college because that's what their parents want, because their parents were sold on the propaganda of college before that.
It's literally about their ego most of the time.
100%.
Like,
I believe in that.
My son went to this. My
Yep,
daughter
Harvard
went to
and
this.
Yale. Yep. I made a shirt called Schmarvard. That is like literally my #1 selling t-shirt. It's not even close.
I saw it. Is it blue? Is it?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
no, I remember
Yeah.
it.
India?
I didn't know the story. That's good.
Isham asked, would you say that tea and timing is way more important than the tea and talent?
Not even close for me. Yeah. No.
Isham?
Isham.
Isham.
Isham,
He
Do
phrased
not
it weird.
disrespect this show.
the show.
No.
Timing is a talent in itself.
For sure.
Like everybody thinks like serendipity. Like yeah, in 2006, after carefully watching YouTube for 5 months, I just got lucky. I decided to go on it. You know, lucky timing for me. Oh, weird. No. There was talent and understanding that this platform was going to be meaningful. That's why I hear you got so lucky with your timing with YouTube. Bullshit, motherfucker. I fucking paid attention. Yeah, it's going there. There was talent in understanding that this was going to be important, and I put time and effort to learn it. It wasn't luck. Oh, weird. Here I am. Oh, weird. Here's YouTube. It's not. Timing is a talent in itself. And one of the most important talents. Chase.
For sure. I mean, I already think I told Isham. That's like, is Isham?
Yes.
Isham. Talent. Cultivate it. What are you good at? What do you love? That's what matters. Timing. I mean, sure, I guess it matters in the sake of getting hit by a bus, but that's about it.
Yeah, too many people think you were at the right place at the right time. Let me tell you something, Isham and everybody else. If the internet didn't come along, I would have 17,000 liquor stores right now. Would have been great timing for bricks and mortar. Like, talent trumps all. It is the absolute variable, period, end of story.
Hard work's in there.
Yeah, but listen, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I love the hustle.
Yeah.
I love the hustle.
Talent.
Yeah.
Like talent without hard work is pretty much.
Yes, but talent is but I do think talent is the variable.
Timing, it's not even close. It's not even in the same sport.
Yeah, timing.
Yeah.
But
I killed it.
But I will say this: if I work 16 hours a day, on my basketball game, I am not going to be an NBA player.
For sure.
Talent is the variable.
For sure.
What hard work does is it maximizes that talent of whatever you deploy that hard work against.
Isham. Sorry about that. It's real.
Did Isham ask it that way? I heard you in that rant.
No, he just said it in a weird way. He said, is the T in timing more important than the T in talent?
That's
Yeah,
the question.
yeah.
He asked the
Translated.
very nice of you trying to save Isham, but
No, I just want to
that question really.
actual question.
Yeah, no.
didn't get it right.
Timing is a
I didn't
talent,
say that.
guys. Timing is a talent itself. Somebody's gonna be like, "Oh, Gary, you were so lucky with the timing of virtual reality and 360 video." No. I had talent in figuring out that this is about to be the time for that thing to pop.
I think.
What's going on with you guys in 360 video? I mean, 360 fucking video.
I know. We're playing around.
Okay.
You can imagine being in an
Yes.
educational environment where you can look around and see everything at your will. Like that's
Educational.
That's next level.
India?
Last one.
Yeah.
That's one.
From Corey.
Did you do 5? I don't
Yeah, like
count.
5's my favorite number.
Five.
Corey asked, Star Wars or Star Trek? Or both?
Star Wars, not Star Trek.
Star Wars, not Star Trek 2. How old are you?
I'm 43.
Yeah, that makes sense. And I'm 39, and like that's like the golden era for like if you were 52, if we asked Peter, he might have been Star Trek because Star Trek was earlier. There's not a lot of 32 to 40-year-old Star Trek over. There's a funny pocket of maybe 35 to 42 because there is a funny pocket of like 30 to 35 where there was Star Trek: The Next Generation during a lull of Star Wars where it popped a little bit. But my intuition is that actually, quick side question of the day: get in there, Star Trek or Star Wars, and your age. I think people will realize. I think Star Trek is really. I think Star Trek is 48 and above, and then a weird little pocket of 30 to 32.
Yeah, and there's a couple of like people who are
Yeah.
really like that are Star Trek.
Yeah.
And no, like it's an interesting cultural thing, but Star Wars.
Do you love Star Wars?
I don't freak out.
You
over
don't care about
fantasy,
either,
Like
yeah.
Game of Thrones, like
Yeah.
there's some like
Star Wars.
really hairy
Star Wars is
dudes.
the only thing I go for. Like I'll go see Star Wars opening night.
For sure, because that's a cultural. It's a
And for
thing.
me, it was a big thing because it's like the Jets, Star Wars. These were some of the few pillars that made me an American when I first came.
All of the Star Wars action figures
Yeah.
and all their guns.
Do you still have them?
Yeah, they're worth some money.
No, they're not.
Yeah.
Send them to me.
Star Wars.
Chase,
Yep.
you get the floor for the last couple seconds. One little rant, and then the question of the day. You get to ask the Vayner Nation any question. They'll leave comments. I would really think about using this as a focus group. Do your
help me?
thing. Nope, I cannot help you. Nope.
Jesus
On the spot. I'm enjoying this tremendously.
both got this.
Yeah, look at this. Very similar. So stop stalling
Okay.
and ask the question.
Damn, you know me.
I know everybody,
ask the
Chase.
Vayner
I know
Nation.
everybody.
You score very high on the emotional intelligence scale.
Chase, do you know I think I'm all time?
All time?
Like-
You're 11?
No.
Out of 10?
Yes.
Okay.
In that
Not
context,
influence.
I actually in my will have put that when humans figure out how to measure EQ, I want to be dug up and tested because I truly think I'm all time. Yeah, Go
I
ahead.
think you score very high.
All time.
What you're asking me to do is ask the Vayner Nation a question that I want to use, basically use them as a focus group.
You don't have to do anything you want.
I-
I just at this point want you to ask any fucking question. I mean, ask them if they think the Mets are going to win the World Series. I mean, like, come up with something. What's their favorite color? I don't give a shit at this point.
Talk to me about, so this is about virtual reality.
Okay?
What I want to know about virtual reality is how likely do you think it is that it will change the game in the next 24 months?
Okay.
Is it going to be everywhere in the next 24 months? Or is it like so many things that they thought were going to happen and is it going to get just punted down? Like the connected home. Everyone thought connected home.
Yeah.
And
By the year 2010.
Yeah, all that shit got punted way downfield. So what about virtual reality? Is it happening now or is it going to get punted?
That's a great question because I talk a lot about timing and practicality around when these things pop. We know it's going to happen, but is it 24 months or less? Or is this more like a 7 years from now it's really going to happen?
There you go.
Good. Chase, thanks for being on the show, man.
Much respect.
Continued success,
Thank you
brother.
very much. Bye, people.
You keep asking questions, we'll keep answering it.